working class, he's lost men, lost young people, he lost Hispanics by some 50 points. Every single game with Hispanics is now gone. It's eradicated. Blacks, he had made some inroads with black voters. Done. You name it, they're all gone. The question is now not who has he lost, the question is who remains. And sure, it's the diehard MAGA, Trump can do no wrong, he's some savant, whatever he says is right. That's great, he'll always have those people. You can't win national elections with some fraction of 15% of the electorate. The vast majority of Republicans would call themselves America First, but not necessarily MAGA, certainly not the way Trump is now defining that term. And he misunderstood his own base twice critically in the past year, and both times are really undermining him right now. One was Epstein, thinking he could just say, Epstein, who still cares about that? No one's talking about Epstein. Misread the base, which very much cared about Epstein, and Trump could not get rid of that with a shrug of a shoulder, and ultimately it resulted in legislation he had to pretend he favored that was crammed down his throat and he had to sign, though it had enough loopholes in it to drive a Mack truck through. But in any event, it was a
talking about the Epstein files transfer.
And was forced to. And this is the second one. And this is a much, much bigger and more serious betrayal of what he ran on and of what was important to his base, which does include the America Firsters and not just MAGA. Or as Marjorie Taylor Greene has been saying, at this point, she's not America First, she's America only. And I think a lot of us are getting to that point. We are sick of being the policemen of the world, of being dragged into conflict after conflict by Bibi Netanyahu, by Israel, who's supposed to be our special ally, but what they're special at is getting us to fight their wars and get involved in their conflicts that they can't fight by themselves. That's what Dan Kane said to President Trump the day after Netanyahu came for the 7th time and was sitting in that situation room like an equal. He said that they're great on intelligence. That's supposed to be the area in which they're so special to us. They share their intelligence. They're great on it. But that intelligence doesn't always seem to pan out. Like, the regime will fall easily. The Iranian people will revolt in the streets and take over. With how? They don't have guns. Bombs would be raining down. Wasn't this thought through? There isn't regime change. The Iranian people are arguably worse off than they were before, and it's all based on Bibi Netanyahu's special intelligence, which caused at least 15 American lives, the fracturing of the Trump coalition, probably at least the next 2 elections for Republicans, not to mention the amount of lives and blood and treasure that was spilled in the Middle East. So great job.
Megyn.
They are visibly and audibly depressed. Megyn Kelly pissed, obviously more than Piers, but they realize, in their estimation, this is the end of Trump's presidency. This is the end of the MAGA movement. This is the end of the Republican Party. I hope they're right. I hope they're right.
About
I'm actually
fucking
more
time.
optimistic about the Republican Party's chances than they are, but I hope they're right. This was stunning. That's what I'm saying. Of all the criticism that Trump has been getting from Piers and Megyn, this is by far the worst he's ever gotten. They are condemning him, his stupidity, his political malpractice, and they also say that he surrendered, he lost the war, but they're happy about it. And who knows what the hell is going to happen next. But that was the most brutal interview that Piers has ever had for Donald Trump, and it came from Megyn Kelly. So I cannot wait to see this make the rounds.